Happy holidays. Hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Whew, I know I am still stuffed from last week. But I'm here for you guys. I'm here on my Thursday chat with Joanna. This is Joanna Wright, founder of Bottom Line Wealth, in case you guys are just now tuning in for the first time. I'm here every Thursday around 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. And it's a chance for you to ask questions, get to know me, and hear some of the stuff that I'm up to. And I do have a little mini list here that I'm going to refer to make sure I don't miss anything. But let me see, I could share. No. Okay, it's asking me to share something. I don't understand. Anyway, so I'll just put that off. Anyway, so on Chat with Joanna here today, I wanted to talk to you about, first of all, getting started in real estate investing, but also like what my journey was, right? My journey. So I'm super pumped to be able to empower women in real estate and help those that really want to jump in and make a difference and change their life. So that's what really fuels my passion. And the other side of my passion is the mad scientist part of real estate investing, like all the different things that I get to do. So real estate investing is completely just like this table of options, right? There's so many options that you could do. You could do no money down, you do some money down, you do other, private money, hard money. Like there's so many different ways to get into real estate investing. And it can be confusing in the same breath, right? So what I hear a lot is, Joanna, I just don't even know where to start. And so I really want to make a campaign of just getting out there and helping people understand how to get their foot in the door, right? How to get their foot in the door. And if you've done one property and you're like, okay, well, how do I do another? And I'm stuck. If you're stuck on something, I mean, really, there's no reason to be stuck in real estate because, again, it's this buffet of options that you can do with real estate. So I invite you to, type in the comments if you're stuck with something, and I'll be happy to help you out. So anyways, this is my big campaign into like really introducing real estate to those who feel like they've always wanted to, but they got stuck in life or they got stuck in whatever, right? Or a lot of it's just their mental thinking that they don't know any better, right? You don't know what you don't know. That's a big saying. You don't know what you don't know. And the more you find out, you realize there's how much more you don't know. There's so much that you don't know. And I've been in this for 20 years and I'm still learning new stuff, and laws change every year, every day. There's something new. So anyways, keeping on top of it is a whole nother project, and that's something I geek out on. So you can always turn to me with some questions. So I wanted to talk to you about my journey of getting started in real estate investing real quick. It was scary. I remember that. It was super scary. And my very first investment property was in Nampa, Idaho. So if you guys are tuning in, type in the chats, hello. I would like to see and know who's chiming in. Say you're chiming in from what state, what city. I have students across the nation, so this is going actually worldwide. But anyways, my very first property was in Nampa, Idaho, and I freaked out. I mean, I just literally freaked out. But I just kept moving forward. I just kept taking the next step. No matter how scary it was. And if it wasn't for having some guidance and people by my side, I don't think I'd ever done it. So, because it is really spooky scary. Like, what if? And I don't know about you, but I was kind of raised with a pessimistic father that said, well, what if this happened? What if that happened? And it was always negative. And I think the reason I actually shot through to the other side of real estate investing, like actually making it my life, was because of that statement I always said back to my father. Well, what if I had a good time? What if I'm a success? What if this all comes out great? So that's the mind shift I'm going to invite you guys to take today. What if tends to always be negative. So, hey, Miguel, how's it going? The what if always tends to be negative, but I want to invite you to the other side of what if this is totally awesome for you, right? So, and I'm not trying to erase that bad things can happen, but it seems to be the only focus. And I just wanted to give you my journey because, it's a great example to the fact that I could have said, well, what if I fail? What if I lose money? What if this doesn't really work out for me? And I would have stayed stuck in a job. I would have stayed stuck in what I was doing, right? But I had the mindset, and I got to thank my dad for that because he did, even though he's pretty much a pessimist about things. It was a great learning lesson for me, to know the glass doesn't have to be half empty. It could be half full, right? It could be there's something to drink. It could be as simple as that. So it's all a matter in your thinking of what's going on. And I know when I first got started, it took me a long time to sign the escrow papers. I literally walked around the building 17 times. It was in a commercial space by itself. So the building was quite large and I just kept going around. It was like warehouse size, right? And I kept walking around. I'm going, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Is this crazy? And I went and I signed the papers. And my very first property I bought, investment property that is, was in Nampa, Idaho, sight unseen, out of state, all the things that would just freak people the out, right? Just freak people out. And so I had every right to be freaked out and walk around the building 17 times. But, I signed the papers and we got the house and it happened, right? And again, I couldn't have done it without some great mentorship and some great guidance. So I invite you to just take a look at stuff in a different light, shine the light on the positive and not the negative. Always be cautious and always know what you're doing, but in the same breath, know there's some great things that can happen, right? Don't exclude that. Don't exclude that. Don't keep it in your dreams. Make it a reality. Okay. So I'm just stepping in on that. How to get started was what I really wanted to talk about. Giving you an example of my journey. How did I choose how to get started? Right? How did I choose how to get started? Sometimes it's your circumstances that choose for you. And that's true to the fact that, when you go to a restaurant, sometimes you choose what you want to eat because of the price, right? You read from right to left. You start with the price point and then you go to the left, right? So sometimes you choose because of circumstances. And then other times you choose because of your heart, or something made more sense in that direction, right? So what I'm saying is when you choose to get started, how did I choose Nampa, Idaho? So I chose because the people that I was learning from, let me erase that, the people that I was learning from had a system already in place. And there was a new development in Nampa, Idaho. So I just followed a system, a train, if you will. And that helped give me a little bit of security. I didn't randomly pin the tail on the state and say, this is where I'm going to invest. It wasn't random. It was a choice of, they had already done the research, the market research. They had already done the numbers, if you will, because I was brand new to it. So I didn't understand numbers or market or any of that stuff. So I chose because there was already a system in place. So that makes it simple. So what if you don't have a system, and how do you choose that way? So first of all, I would always say start in your own backyard. And everyone's backyard is different. But if you're starting as a wholesaler, it doesn't matter where you start. It matters that you start, right? So if you're doing a wholesale project and you're like, well, it's so expensive here, how do you even, it doesn't matter. There's a buyer for every market. So what matters is that you build your buyer's list. Okay. So if you're choosing to do wholesale, you can choose whatever market you want, but it has to be something that is wanted by the buyers you deliver it to, right? Makes sense? And then the other thing to choose is, so if you're looking to invest yourself without a team, without being a wholesaler, you're just going to do buy and hold, um, then you'll want to choose where there's a market, like an emerging market. Like, so my kids are moving from California to North Carolina, right? And they chose that market out of a lot of research. They're very tech savvy, so they wanted to move into a developing area. So they did a lot of research and chose North Carolina. So in Charlotte, to be specific, that's where it's a real high tech community, and it's growing. It's growing rapidly. So those are things to look for when you're doing a buy and hold. You're going to have people wanting to go to markets like that to get jobs, to get, you know, a decent home, but not in like the metropolitan area, right? Not in like the city center, as you would call it. So you want it just outside of city center of an emerging market. That is key right there. So these are ways to choose how to get started. So it could be because of your money. It could be because of your time, right? It could be because you want to be a passive investor. It could be that you want to be an active investor. So those are some factors to take into heart when you're looking at how do I get started, right? So you got my story of how I got started, and this was years ago, before the market crash, and I lost everything in 2008. So I totally implore you to listen to the systems, listen to the numbers, do the research of the market that you want to play in, and know what's going on with the economy. Is there another bubble coming? Is it going to bust? Get that research done for that market, because there's certain markets where like 2008 didn't really bother it at all. So where it was detrimental was like New York and California, right? Because it's a volatile market. So do your research in where you want to do your real estate investing and the type of investor that you want to be. So I was a buy and hold investor for my Nampa property, and it was out of state. So it was more to the passive side of investing, because buy and hold and money lending are the two passive ways that you can invest. But it was a huge jump because it was out of state, right? So just some things. If you have questions, type in the comments the different questions that you have. I'd love to hear what they are so that I can elaborate and help you out so that you don't get stuck. You don't stay stuck anyways. So a couple of things that I want to tell you that I was up to is life is about leverage, right? Like how can we leverage our time, our money, our resources? And that's what I'm going to be bringing in the next for this Q1, right? Like for the next 90 days, that's what I'm working on right now. So if you're looking for ways to leverage, let's say you're looking for how to leverage your money, okay, or how to leverage your time. Those are things I'm focusing on. And if it's something that you're looking for, I would love to hear from you and get some feedback on what it is that you're looking for. I'm doing a huge summit the beginning of February. So I want to put together all the things that my audience wants and needs so that I can provide to you. So that'll be my gift to you guys. So think about those things in which would benefit you, like what it is that you're looking for. Some people are looking to get started in real estate investing, but they don't really have the time to do it or the money to do it. So I'm going to go over ways to leverage that so that you can get started. And then as a business person, so I help women entrepreneurs, professionals, and realtors to get started in real estate investing. There's two different things to being a realtor versus an investor, okay? and to actually leverage their time because they're running a business. And I have multiple businesses that I run. And if I didn't have systems in place, let me tell you, they wouldn't be running, or I might just have one, right? So I do go over this in my training as well, that you can't wear all the hats. Hey, Shantice, how are you? Awesome. I'm glad you like that. Yeah, looking for more ways to leverage your time and money so that you're not stuck wearing all the hats. And that'll be coming up soon. I'm putting all the pieces together, so I would definitely love to hear from you, the different things that you would love to leverage. I do have a investors CRM that I'm working on too, so I'm letting that out of the bag. That was been a secret for a little while, because there's a lot of systems that need to be in place to really maximize your time as a business person, a family person. How do you balance family and your business together, and what does all that really mean, right? So, like, is there such thing as balance? Actually, I don't think there really is a thing as balance. But to play in all different corners of your world is key, right? To be able to play with family and in your business and really leverage all of those things. That to me is what's in my heart and what I'm going to provide. So look out for that. And again, I would love your feedback. So if you want to leave a comment here, that's great. Or send me a DM, that's fine as well. This is Chat with Joanna. I will be here next week at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. I hope you've enjoyed that little story of me getting started. I don't always share that, but I know that a lot of people have a tough time getting started. So I want to make sure you guys knew that, hey, I'm nobody special. I had a tough time too, but I pushed through it. So I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.